Now, while Greece grapples with its huge national debt and the rest of Europe tries to extricate itself from the legacy of the financial crisis 3 years ago, other parts of the world are booming. One of those countries is Brazil. With its wealth of natural resources, the country grew by over 7% last year. But could the boom be fueling a new bubble? Our economics editor Secovi Flanders has been to find out.
Brazil today feels like the opposite of the UK. House prices, investment, growth. If it's going down in Britain, in Brazil it's going up. Brazil's economy grew by 7.5% last year, compared with just 1.3% growth in the UK. We're hitching a free ride up the coast to see how the richest man in the country plans to exploit its biggest advantage, its abundant natural resources, including newly discovered oil. Unlike us, they're better off when the price of all these basic commodities is going up. When it's finished, this new superport will be the biggest in the Americas. This pier runs 3 kilometres out from the mainland, and when it's done you'll be able to get 4 container ships all docking here at the same time, and there'll be another port further out able to take the biggest tanker in the world, the China Max. And the clue's in the name. The bulk of the business of this place for the foreseeable future will be sending raw materials like iron ore to China. Ike Batista's father sold raw materials to Japan when it was taking off. His son, already worth $30 billion, wants to do the same for China.
The rich resources, okay, in Brazil we have a lot of them still. The Chinese are mining 4% iron ore in the ground. We mine 40% iron ore.
But as usual, when it comes to China, the traffic isn't all one way. Far from it. The growth of the last 10 years has created a whole new class of consumer here in Brazil, but they're not spending their new money on Brazilian goods. Last year alone, imports from China went up by 60%. Most of what you can see here is made in China, and so were 80% of the costumes in this year's Rio Carnival. Money has been pouring into property, maybe a bit too much of it. In some Rio shanty towns, prices have trebled in the last 3 years, and mortgage lending to poorer families has taken off, even with mortgage rates at an eye-watering 25%.
The people started to see that they could buy their own houses, making their own dream come true, which is having your own house, and stop paying rent for the rest of their lives. So they really don't think much of the high interest they pay. What they think is that they are making their dream come true.
Like many emerging markets, Brazil's economy is a bit too hot, while places like Britain and the US are too cold. The world would be better off if we could all be somewhere in between. But no prizes for guessing who's having more fun. Secovi Flanders, BBC News in Rio.